got to find the precision that was lacking last week.
Well, 9 days ago on the Stoop, Harlequins experienced the full potency of the Toulouse European machine. Some of the French sides work at the breakdown, eye-poppingly ferocious. Harlequins struggled to cope with the intensity there and elsewhere as Toulouse put in an holistic away performance. The breakdown was a furnace in London, and the firewalkers clearly were Toulouse. Add in the clinical nature of their finishing for the 2 tries, and you had a Harlequins team beaten at home without so much as the hollow joy of a losing bonus point. They need so much more today. And one of the notable aspects of the Toulouse performance in London was just how pumped up they were, how focused during the match, and how much it meant to them when the final whistle blew. So what will we get today in a match that the rabid Toulousains expect their side to win well?
No doubt they'll have picked up the food yesterday from the Aviva Stadium with Leinster's impressive performance. And the other powerhouse in Europe at the moment, Toulouse, want to come out and make a similar statement. You only have to look at their bench to see the differences between the 2 teams today, with Burgess, Fritz, Nyanga, Picamoles all wearing numbers 20 to 23. No Poitras, no Heyman, not even in that squad. So Quins, they'll have to be at their absolute best. Toulouse, I just suspect the set-piece power will be too much. And then if McAllister gets half a chance early on, he'll try and steamroller Nick Evans like he used him like a 10-pin bowl last week.
Well, no doubt Harlequins will have bookwormed the match video from last weekend, forensically hunting for a weakness in Toulouse and searching themselves for a game plan, a method, a composition they can put into place today and upset the Pink City Galacticos, led by the wonderful IRB Player of the Year, Thierry Dusetois. Now, what a massive marker a Harlequins win would be. But when it comes to making statements, their opponents, Toulouse, have been serial offenders for about, 16 years. The Harlequins captain, Chris Robshaw, how much will they miss Moro Fasavalu? And as Will mentioned, Ollie Cohn and Joe Marler in the front row.
Lovely start for Stegman. Got a nice early touch, the young winger. Got his hands on the ball, second phase up, Robshaw, he's the captain, he leads. And then they go to Brown's left foot, so a really nice start, really tidy start. That's where you got to be in these first 10 minutes. Like Gloucester were. Put the line speed on now. Defend strongly. Just get these French boys thinking again. The crowd, even though they support them so passionately, they are quick to whistle and to turn if things aren't going well.
Well, Sean Edwards wrote on Friday night that it's not all about money here in Toulouse. Sean also cited the importance of tribalism and the importance of getting across the gain line. Jean-Marc Doussaint in for Luke Burgess. They could be so damaging, this Toulouse side, as McAllister finds Yannick Yosia, Jan David. And it was Stegman who was up quickly in defence there, as Harlequins look to be threatened on the outside.
Doussaint's bust, but Vincent Clerc running the line that I'm sure Sam Warburton will recognise very well from a World Cup. That's the one where he hits him. Instead, Doussaint coasts through, then they come with the width, and they just needed an extra set of hands. Stegman steps up really nicely. As you can see, waiting in the wings, Medard and Manatanavu for another left wing's trot.
Well, Tony Diprose, just talking to him this week, said we must up the physicality from last week. We need a performance like the one we produced at Thomond Park to beat Munster in the Amlin semis. It certainly looks from that start from Toussaint as if the Quins will simply have to be mighty today.
Big challenge for Mark Lambert as well. He's been at the Quins a long time now. Sits in the wings, tucks in behind Joe Marler, comes in at loose head today. The Johnston brothers not quite opposite each other, both playing tight head. And again, Joe Gray, a young man who must be talked about close to the sort of elite player squad for England, with 32 to be named in January. When you're playing in a pack that have played 15, won 14, lost 1, you always think you're in with a chance of higher honours, but no greater test than the sort of front row you're facing today in the shape of Toulouse.
Touch! Pause! Engage!
And Toulouse getting the early penalty at the scrummage.
I want binds here, and I want binds here. Don't be coming in, please.
There is a bind coming in. Alain Roland, of course. Well, the players always know where they stand with Alain Roland. He's very, very clear in his instruction and letting the players know what he wants.
incredible depth of squad, haven't they, Toulouse? Gary Boter on the bench last week. He started. Servat ran on the 50-minute mark, just as Quins were thinking we're in with a chance here. We've got it back to 11-10.
Well, Luke McAllister, his kick success rate actually has not been that good this season, around 60% in the top 14 in the Heineken Cup.
Yeah.
Well, this one's not a bad position for McAllister as he attempts to put the 4 times Heineken Cup champions into the lead in front of this 30,000 crowd. Toulouse today, well, they passed the 1 million point mark in terms of home fans for Heineken Cup matches. It's taken them 55 games. They love this tournament in these parts.
We're looking for a high Nick Evans kick now. Hugo Monya, specialist kick chaser. It's a fraction deep. There he is, Monas.
Underneath it is Maxime Maydar. Clement Poitrenaud, who would have been an option at full-back, is injured, and that's a penalty to Harlequins.
He's going to pick out Milishvili. Can't pick up the leg. Roland showing his bilingual nature. It's dangerous, can't pick up the leg in the maul. Good kick chase, comes in from the side, Milishvili picks him up. Bang in front of the post. Lovely, easy opportunity for Nick Evans to draw level quickly.
Completely turned upside down there, and Nick Evans, well, you would not expect the great man. 2 All Blacks, of course, playing opposite each other tonight. McAllister and Nick Evans, who had a go. Well, McAllister certainly had a go at Nick Evans last week. He was very physical in the face of the Quins 10.
Just a seminal moment last week, actually, when he hit him like that, which I thought Nick Evans, for once in his career, just disappeared in those last 25-30 minutes against Toulouse after being absolutely steamrolled by McAllister.
Well, he's not getting much peace and quiet here either from the crowd, is he, Nick Evans, for that kick? But it doesn't put a man of that class off. And it's Toulouse 3, Quins 3, and all the points so far from All Blacks. Well, Toulouse, they've won their last 30 home games. They've won their last 13 encounters in the stadium since Clermont won here in January of 2010. So they are close to being invincible, immortal in this big football stadium. Stegman, who makes the mistake and knocks on. It's the advantage here to Toulouse.
It's amazing about this, the communication here. First kick was a little bit deeper for the restart. Stegman, it was no doubt that it was his. Just this time, it drops in behind George Robson.
Your backside was sticking out.
With that, Stegman's got to make the loud call. He just had a little sniff, a little glance at Robson.
Keep your head shoulder.
That legendary old-timer, Bouyou's chasing up, putting the pressure on. And here we go, scrum, look, Maydard straight into fly half. Luke McAllister goes into the full-back slot.
Crouch!
Just the different attacking threats they're having behind that scrum. You can see Maydard there in the fly half channel with Josion and David.
Toulouse only defeat in their last 16 home Heineken matches was against Glasgow here a couple of years back. Their last 3 home losses in the Heineken Cup, the matches have averaged 70 points apiece. So it seems as if a running game might be the way to beat Toulouse, but you've still got to, first of all, stop giving away the penalties at scrum time. That's the second one already in the first 7 minutes. Remember, of course, that Marler is missing today. And this is a pitch that is notorious for churning up as well, which naturally does not help the size at scrum time. Look at that mess. It's as if it's been stampeded by a herd of cows already.
It's not just the technique they bring to the scrum, it's just the sheer weight, it's the sheer mass. You always find when you're opposite of French players in a tunnel, you're thinking, crikey, look at the size, the maestry. There was a moment last week when George Robson wanted to impose himself. Bit of shenanigans going on at the back of a line. He stepped up to Maestri, his opposite man. He thought he was half the size of the fella. And then they align that technique with the sort of quality coaching that Yannick Brou brings to the game. And Quins really are under pressure. You see Mark Lambert there just folding up under the pressure of Senses Johnston.
Well, Danny Kerr and Matanavu, they're practicing their gardening skills as they try to replace
Time
those
on, please.
divots out there. Danny Kerr, by the way, who gave his fine for that arrest to a teenage cancer unit. Here is McAllister then to put Toulouse back into the lead. And McAllister, oh dear, smashes off the post, and now can Harlequins recover here?
He doesn't fuck around with his penalties, does he? Absolutely drills him with those giant quads.
In that Leinster game, there was a kick him off the post that led to a Rob Kearney try. Remember in the semi-final last year, Toulouse scored a try that way. Here's Maxime Maydar. Fabulous runner, of course. Maydar, if he gets the opportunity in open play. And here goes Luke McAllister, as you said, those massively powerful quads of his. Here goes Dusan to Sowerby to Maydar. Maydar driven back by Stegman.
Good line speed from Quins. There are shorter numbers on the short side. Stegman steps up again defensively. The young man starting a lot better than he did last week at home when both Smith and Stegman were found defensively, found wanting. Great work at the breakdown, and take a wild guess who it's going to be. That man, Rob Shaw.
Yes, please, don't do that. Thank you.
Well, last week, of course, at the breakdown, bestial masterclass from Toulouse. And again, chatting to Tony Diprose on the touchline before the game. Obviously, that was an area that was discussed in some depth this week, where Quinn simply had to step up.
Yeah, Meister takes it into the contact. Rob Shaw waits, gives it the air, gives it the oxygen. It's not just Rob Shaw, there's Easter in there as well. It's probably Easter you can credit with the penalty. And Johnston. No, you have to stop any sort of quick ball for Toulouse if you have any hopes of winning here.
So Joe Gray. Oh, and it's snatched away by Sowerby. And here goes Matanavu, the Lightning. Fijian Sevens player, Yannick Yozion, finds Jan David. And now they do get that width and put Maxime Maydar into the positions he loves to be in. Great position for Toulouse, but Harlequins really competing well there at the breakdown this time. Brilliant stuff, and it's Matt Hopper who is there.
We've got an opportunity for some width with a few props found out in the back line, but Mike Brown continues his good season. Some nice strong yards.
Well, Harlequins did state before the game they were going to give it a lash today, and lashing down that touchline is Easter. Now our Toulouse going to cover back, here they are. And it's cleared away, but Harlequins putting them under pressure. Robshaw flies the ball out to Casson, back into the centre, back to full fitness. Erda Paletta left out of the side. Harlequins playing with some vigour here in these opening 10 minutes.
Brilliant.
And looking to open the scoring here as well. And it's Mike Brown who is the man. And there's maybe a whole lot of trouble coming down this Toulouse chimney this afternoon. And the Harlequins fans, who have travelled in some significant numbers, are delighted they've made this trip.
Sheer class all round. Brown, utterly brilliant kick from Evans. This is an unbelievably difficult skill. Look at that ball, it's going every which way but straight. Pops up, dots down, no doubt. Look at that smile. Where are the Quins fans?
Yes.
Try, super work. Goes back to Nick Easter though. Goes back to Nick Easter's line. He did it once late on last week. He does run such clever angles. Sean Fitzpatrick wanted him to step up as a top-class English number 8, and there again, attack the inside shoulder. Skinner sniffing in and around, bought an easy 4 or 5 yards. And then Evans, sheer class for the grubber.
We remember the class Evans showed in that Amlin final last season towards the end to help create the win with the kick from the touchline against Stade Francais, and again against French opposition. A tough kick for Evans, and that's a little bit floaty and a long way wide, but what a score from Mike Brown, and incredibly that's his 9th try this season already.
Just a beautifully weighted rugby league style kick in behind. Winger up flat, Medard trying to get across, scoot across. And aren't the Quins fans, I was going to say fans, isn't the Quinn fan delighted? And then McAllister lets it go. Casson there shows his inexperience.
Yeah, he played the ball, didn't he, which means it is play on. There's been a knock forward there too.
By play, if it doesn't go 10, it doesn't matter if Quins play the ball first. Had an opportunity there for a midfield scrum for Quins. Evans plays the corner instead. McAllister's got away with this.
Well, Luke McAllister came out with a quote after the match last week when he said they gave us the outside channels, which we saw in our video work. They played into our hands, was the All Blacks autopsy, and ironically it was an outside channel where Harlequins have just scored there.
Yeah, last week the midfield for Quins just wasn't physical enough, and then they panicked late on. De Pauletta jumped up out the line. Van Sanclair took the invite, and the second killer try came. There were some soft edges from Harlequins, which is very unlike them. Missing clearly Jordan Turner-Hall. But here's the restart, not going 10. As soon as you play it, it's game on. Eerily quiet, it's very crisp, isn't it? Quite chilly. Toulouse want someone to cheer about to warm themselves up.
By the way, whenever Toulouse played Harlequins previously here, Mike Brown scored a try early on. It was like disturbing the hornet's nest because Toulouse came back with 4 quick tries of their own.
It's like scoring early at Old Trafford. Just don't do it. You end up losing 8-1. Don't wind them up.
That's twice now. That's twice. Come on, that's twice you've had to reload here.
Will
now,
that happen again?
Sort yourself out, gentlemen.
Will it rouse the great French side into action now?
Touch!
Well, we'll see.
Pause! Engage!
Remember, Quins have already given away penalties at scrum time under some pressure there, it would seem.
The pitch, as you say, look at that, just being ploughed up.
Yeah, I'm having a look at. There's a lot of shit going on at the moment, so come over.
You've got to work out that each scrum weighs over a ton now, each. 2 tons of men striving for 1 inch is what a scrum's really all about.
Stay straight. Here we are. Here's your mark.
Well, it's going to be difficult for Alain Roland to find an area of the pitch that's not going to, as you say, plough up. It's really soft out there.
Pause! Engage! Ali.
So can these 2 sides get purchase at scrum time? Well, they've managed to get a bit more there as Sowerby drives on. And Dusan waits and then finds McAllister, who makes the error.
Hugely different line speed Quins this week. They thought it's a bit crispy, it's a bit chilly, the hands won't be perfect early on. So they're almost using a straight up man-for-man blitz. Go hard, go early. They go round, you force them to use brilliant hands, but give them nothing up the middle. In the meantime, Ugo Monye looks like Pretty Woman, clearing up the steaming divots.
Well, you know, I've never seen this before. They're having to bring on ground staff to fix up the pitch. The players are trying to help those with gardening skills, those who listen to Gardner's Question Time being involved. But
time on.
This is embarrassing.
It's like the bowler's end, isn't it, when you need the sawdust. Mapletoft's out there, Van Sanclair's doing it. The Quins Waterman's doing it.
Okay,
Groundsman. You can see the sandy areas where clearly they've had a lot of rain. And we go from scrum to scrum, which will suit Harlequins at the moment. The lack of sort of tempo and momentum just stalling Toulouse when they have the ball. When Toulouse have the ball, and then when Quins have the opportunity now, they'll want to strike.
I just look at that statistic when Mike Brown scored that try in that previous meeting.
Crouch!
Toulouse scored 4 tries in the next 55 minutes and accumulated 33 points. And I certainly don't want that to happen again.
Okay, let's get it in.
So Danny Kerr feeds and Nick Easter picks up, and it's just slightly behind Danny Kerr. In comes Maxime Médard.
Inside.
Up comes Hopper and Stegman to put pressure on. And back there is Nick Evans. The try scorer, Mike Brown. Here's Hugo Monya, brought back into the side to replace Smith. Looking strong.
Only wins 2 or 3 yards, but bounces 2 or 3, puts Josie on his backside. Buys you enough time, it means the ruck ball's a lot quicker, a lot cleaner for Kerr. On this occasion, just get wrapped up. Toulouse throwing numbers into the breakdown. Dusatron, brilliant defensively again.
Well, he made 30 tackles last week, and I was talking to Alan Quinlan, who's played against him many times. He's saying one of the things about Dusatron is he's just as intense, competitive and fit in minute 80 as he is in minute 1.
I mean, you think of some of the memories you've had from this year, and Dusatron is in the forefront of 2 of them. One, as an English fan, realising what sort of task we were up against, and Dusatron led the Frenchman down in that quarter-final, and then in the World Cup final, when he led that challenge to the hacker at the front of the V. Utterly brilliant. Just the original 1,000-yard stare.
You said he had eyes like Lee Van Cleef.
Dangerous, dark, brooding man.
Well, there's nothing too dangerous at the moment about Luke McAllister's kicking, and will that prove costly for Toulouse?
With Jean-Baptiste Delissalde on the bench, one of the backs coaches now. You just knew when he stood up it was an easy 3, and Quins, like they were last week, looking to play quick line-outs, quick 22s, early easy ball.
Carry back in, carry back in.
Trying to get a lot of cadence on the game, aren't they, in these early stages, Harlequins. And here goes Hopper. Made one searing break last week at the Stoop. Now it's Joe Gray. Then goes Kerr, finds his out half. Nick Easter in midfield, and they really are looking to run the ball, aren't they, this Harlequin side?
Great work though, keep hold of the ball, play with some tempo. They won't be worried about running out of legs. It's a very, very fit young Quinn side, but the quick 22, the width either way, the quality of the handling off both hands. When you think of some of those wins you're talking about, Glasgow, Leinster, Llanelli, they've all come with just quality levels of precision. When the chance comes here to win, you have to take them.
Good work at the line out. Now it's William Servat. Off the bench last week, started the World Cup final, of course. Wonderfully powerful and mobile hooker. Dusan made his French debut in that World Cup final with 4 minutes to go. Interesting decision by the coach that day.
No.
He was quite famous for interesting decisions, Mark Livermore. Here's Sowerby. Remember last week it was Louis Picamole who caused all sorts of carnage in that number 8 shirt for Toulouse. And it's another penalty. And it's in a kickable position. The problem at the moment is that their kicker's not kicking.
Number 4.
Quins will understand that McAllister's missing. They don't want to give too many opportunities away. It's a fine line with Roland, not afraid to use a yellow card. But Nigley, you saw just before that penalty was awarded, you saw McAllister in back play throwing his arm to the skies, desperate for that quick ball, realising that his back line just can't function without any speed of ball. And in the end, saved by the referee's whistle.
Just wondering, with the pitch chewing up so easily, what it's like for the non-kicking foot out there, the placement. So the former sailman gets another crack and another miss, and that's why his kicking percentage has been so low this season.
Listen to the murmurs of discontent around the 27,000-28,000 Toulouse fans, whilst the Quins fans on the far side whisper quietly to themselves, if he keeps kicking like this, we might get that win that keeps us in this tournament.
Nick Evans with the restart. And again, the Quins challenging very well at the restart. There's Nick Easter in there. Now Rob Shaw. And Casson finds Hopper. He's looked so lively since he's come into the Quins side, the blonde-haired centre. This time the penalty goes to Harlequins.
Again, Nick Easter, excellent work, wins the 22, the high-hanging 22 from Nick Evans. Regathers, lovely hands in the midfield from Casson. Gets the soft edge on the outside. And then the left winger, Matanavu, just dozily walks round. Boots the ball into touch. There, he makes the tackle. Gets up now, wrong side, boots the ball into touch. Roland quick to pick him up on it.
On the line.
Meanwhile, Joe Gray looks for Robson, but the overthrown ball is picked up by the immense Dusatois, IRB Player of the Year. And Luke McAllister launches one long, can't get great distance. And here goes the uber confident Mike Brown, finds Hopper.
Let down that line, wasn't it? Twice for Quins. They've lost 2 attacking liners. Same slot on the 22, great attacking platform.
Oh, it's Casson who breaks through. Good work from the centre. Back to fitness today. Here's Danny Kerr now, Rob Shaw. Quite often he's been the link man today so far for the Quins.
Okay.
In comes Jean Bouillou, the number 6 for Toulouse, the vastly experienced Jean Bouillou. Rouge Noir rattles around this jam-packed Le Stadium, the Toulouse Football Club Stadium here. And here's Nick Evans. I've seen some space, the switch kick on that far side. Vincent Clark comes over, it's a poor bounce for him and a great bounce for Harlequins. And it was Hopper who got the ball initially. Brilliant. And here come the Quins again. And the Quins have scored again. And this time it's the hooker Joe Gray who goes over. And it's another crippling puncture wound for Toulouse.
Casson half bust, Evans brilliant, sees the space. This time it wasn't a grubber kick for the fullback to score, it was the reverse kick back into space. Gets the luck of the bounce, pops up into Hopper's hands, brilliant inside flick. Hands, combination, 2, 3, 4 little passes in the space of 10 metres. How often young men at home and young girls watching this, you think, no, I'll take this on, let the ball do the work. No one tackled, 4 short passes, moving the point of contact, and Medard chasing shadows.
Well, the Quins management, they said, we are going to go out there today and we are going to play rugby, and they are demonstrating that to the max already in this game.
Doesn't help having a master controller like Evans there. Half breaks. He has the opportunity then to use his razor-sharp hands or dabble in behind with the boot. Twice now his foot created 2 tries that has them stunned.
There's a lot of murmuring around the stadium. To Nick Evans add the 2 with his own brand of immaculate contribution, and he can.
Talked about it earlier, you do need an element of luck. It was a brilliant kick from Evans. You need the element of luck that the ball bounces right on its end. Fritz coming on now though, David's picked up a knock. You need the element of luck, ball bounced up into Hopper's hands. But just like last week, the young man Hopper, brilliant inside flick. And then 3 or 4 short passes in close quarter work. That's what you train, training ground stuff.
Jan David, who suffered that horrendous double leg fracture in training last season, replaced by Florian Fritz, as Will mentioned. Here is Josion, and now it's Luke McAllister. Straight into the action as Florian Fritz, the barrel-shaped centre.
Enough messing around, he says Fritz. Give me the ball. Let's find someone, let's smash over him. Fast ball, and suddenly
Here's Sowerby, and again Harlequins are up quickly in defence to make the challenge. It was Stegman, but it's Matanavu, the Fijian flyer, and it's Danny Kerr who gets across brilliantly to do just enough to get the Fijian away.
Ball comes from Fritz. Fritz just says, give it to me. Smash it up forward. Evans drops off Matanavu early, and then Danny Kerr launches himself at full tilt, and there's the right foot in touch. Good decision. Good decision. Kerr's hurt himself making that tackle. But Roland rightly, it's a scrum half, it's not a prop, it's not a neck injury, it's play ball. Nick Easter goes to scrum half defensively, they've got to work out their patterns.
And they've got to hit their man on the line out in a situation like that when you've got a man off the pitch, of course, and George Robson and Joe Gray deliver between them. Well, this first 25 minutes has absolutely zipped past, and Danny Kerr is back on.
And delivers a brilliant kick. And then they're in trouble there, they're moaning that. That's the Queen's doctor. Knows exactly what he's doing. Knows exactly what he's doing. And Roland's going to have a word. Could send him to the stands.
Do not touch the ball when it's in flight. Do not touch the ball.
Matanavu wants to play the quick one, understanding he's touched someone in the crowd. The Queen's doctor's joining in. All hands on deck. We have a message going down to him now from John Kingston. Conor O'Shea saying, well done, young man.
Be taking the line by Maestri. Now here's Luke McAllister at pace now. That is brilliant. Florian Fritz. There's men wide. Oh, forward pass. As Vincent Clerc thought he was in for his 33rd Heineken Cup try, they're gonna have to come back.
Other than the forward pass, that's as good a rugby as you'll see. Brilliant line-out work. McAllister, the in-out fade on Evans. Fritz, he's in again. And then the pass just stops Josian. And with that, Monia gets back, makes a good tackle, forces him to spin and pass, but off the top line at McAllister. You might be saying to Evans, you've got all the skills when you're on the front foot, all the skills with the ball in hand, playing the ball with your foot into space. But half of rugby's when you haven't got the ball. Just questioning Evans' defence.
Oh, what sensational rugby that was from Toulouse. They played similar sort of stuff in their last top 14 meeting here against Toulon. They hammered the Galacticos from the Côte d'Azur, putting over 30 points past them with rugby like that.
Getting in the way, doing silly things. Okay, company.
The shortest way to a try line is straight up the middle of the field. McAllister straight up. Fritz floods the channel. In tucked behind him was Maydard. Josian wide. The pass just checked Josian. Toulouse were questioned yesterday when they were against Treviso, 12-0 down, came back and scored 4. Quins have much more about them and win a scrum penalty. The young man Johnston on this near side.
Well, what a big mental moment that is for Harlequins, especially when you consider that they were the side who were conceding the penalties at scrum time in the early phase of this game. And Toulouse have been vulnerable here in the past against English opposition. Wasps, Dave Walder had a kick to beat Toulouse here, last kick of the game. You might remember last season, and the bat led here into the final minute. David Skrilla kicked a penalty to beat them in the last minute for victory.
Yeah, there's always action in Fergie time here, isn't there? There's always action beyond the clock going 80.
Joe Gray again.
Clever work from Quins. They've had a couple of problems with the line-outs. Don't fuss around, just go to the front, go to the secure ball, keep the ball away from Toulouse again for 2 or 3 minutes.
No more!
Roland may have heard him very clearly calling maul, so that means it's a turnover in effect. And the put-in goes to Toulouse. It's James Johnson, the younger brother of Census, who is down injured.
They don't need this lad going off. They do not need this lad going off, having lost Marla. I mean, you look at the bench at Toulouse, Dan Chuman waiting to come on in the front row. You look down at the Quins replacement forwards, Mayhew, Sinclair, Matthews. No doubt very, very talented young men. But not 40 to 50 cappers like Pooks, Lamberley, Humain.
Well, Carl Sinclair, who's on the bench, is only 18 years of age. He's actually, there's more stonage than there is yearage. He's 19 stone, 18 years of age. But a real prospect, again, Tony Diprose was telling me, but as you say, not quite the sort of environment you want to be thrown into with the likes of Human and Pooks hanging around and wait on that Toulouse bench.
Oui, je sais, mais je suis d'accord,
And he's
mais avec
hopping
le
about,
pilier,
and
si je peux jouer
James
sans
Johnson
le joueur, je joue. Mais maintenant,
plays on.
je sais que ça fait 2 piliers, je surveille. Time on, please, Bernard. Okay, come.
Good attacking channel for Toulouse if they can get the platform in that sand.
Crouch!
Right on the 5-metre channel, full width of the field. Clerc hurt them last week, and he busted them straight through the middle.
Come.
Another reset.
Je sais, je vais parler. Come over. If the resistance comes on,
Scrum time has become a
you take it.
difficult time in this professional era, this game of rugby. Reading a David Flatman tweet this morning, the Bath and England prop. He tweeted, "It's sad when your job becomes a lottery." And it seems sometimes that's the case.
Touch! Pause! Engage!
Well, that looked like an early engagement by Toulouse there, didn't it? And by Quins, and off we go. Or rather resisting the engagement.
Tackler, move!
And there's that ferocity at the breakdown from Toulouse. And it's Johan Maestri.
Good ferocity from Toulouse, but great line speed from Quins. Forcing errors.
Flies over the shoulder of William Servat.
Gambling numbers narrowly. Pushing forward, inviting the 20-yard pass. Be precise if you want to be, go around if you want to be.
Let's go.
You're going to get nothing through the middle. And Danny Kerr, normally the sweeper, stepping up into the line from scrum half, adding an extra man. Go on, McAllister, play the chip. And then Quinn's just slowing down the tempo there, getting the line-out call right, but too long for Roland.
Yeah, delaying that throw. Mark Lambert was in conversation. What a difference Florian Fritz has made to this side. And looking for Maydar on the inside there. And Fritz has come on, absolutely bursting with endeavour and enthusiasm out there. Now Nick Evans again, looking for that wide ball inside the 22, and it's Danny Kerr who puts the ball into a bit of space.
Just the Fritz offloads twice now. For that forward pass that Josion made, it was the Fritz pass to Josion that just slowed him down. Here again we go on the width, he does Casson, the in-out, big fend. Maydard's tracking him on the inside, just an earlier ball instead. Drops it down at his knees. Then Evans, quick to see the space wide, feeds Kerr, great kick Kerr.
Census, brother of James, of course, the elder. Servat looks for Maestri, and it's Johnson who tidies up, and it's Doussaint. He runs into Robshaw.
Again, scrum half at the base. Watanabe not quite sure what he's doing, so he joins the ruck.
It's Johnson who takes it on, joined by Doucetois. Sean Sowerby has gone in 2-9. Now Doussaint is there. Came on for Yatsvili, as I mentioned, late in that World Cup final. Pick up by Doucetois. He's such a machine. It's McAllister, and it was Will Skinner up so quickly there with the attempted charge down. In goes Yannick Josion. And it was Seb Stegman who got that.
Great chase from Josion, puts pressure on Stegman.
Here's Doussaint, here's McAllister, and up comes Hopper. A crunching hit.
Good hit, a good hit.
Yozion, there really is pressure coming through on Toulouse from this Harlequins defence. It was Will Skinner that time. Such line speed. Here's Casson. He's already looked dangerous on occasion. And it's Nick Easter. What an offload to Skinner. It's basketball stuff. Danny Kerr looking for Hopper. And there's a knock on here. Toulouse advantage. And they couldn't quite take that advantage. And there were no Harlequins defenders there. If a Toulouse speedster could have picked the ball up.
The error came, but Hugo Monnier reacted well. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that hit. It's a good tackle. It's a physical game. Here comes the width. Hopper, first real error. There's the Monnier knock on. He knows they're brilliant from Hugo. Clegg picks up that, he is gone. There is no one within 40 yards. But again, Roland having nothing with Robson down with the injury or Skinner. Roland's telling him, I don't care. The scrum takes place. Skinner joins the scrum belated just in time for the hit.
Touch!
Well, he's been flying in this first 34 minutes. Will Skinner in for Fassa Valu today. Tom Guest is close to coming back to full fitness, by the way. He's got an A-League game lined up on Monday night.
They've got a young lad called Chris York as well, a very good six. And they've got the back rows floating around, a real area of strength for Harlequins at the moment. Think how good Will Skinner is, and he's sort of found himself as third choice.
Yes,
For the injuries that have taken place, the selection was made by Conor O'Shea to give him the opportunity today above Wallace, the young man who's played so well.
Just ask him.
So far, it's been a brilliant piece of selection.
Right? And just when they know where they're supposed to be binding, so
And here come the Gardeners again.
Okay?
I mean, those divots are the size of window boxes out
Work
there.
on the bind on this side. Okay, no, don't say oh yeah, because you're not doing it on the scrums. All right,
It's
so
like a 24 handicapper's divot.
But just to reiterate what Quinn's are doing well at the moment. Totally. You're talking about what can you do in a week? Well, Tony Diprose has worked absolute wonders with his defensive system. Last week they were conceding the easy yards, conceding the hit. All the contact areas were being won by Toulouse. This year, Quinn's have just thrown everything into the wind, just said, you know what, we're just going to run around, smash things. They're losing their system a little bit, but they're committing numbers. And then someone sees someone charge, you go, you know what a great lead. I'll follow. Rugby's a simple game. Get up, shut people down. Get up again, shut someone down.
Pause, engage.
Toussaint feeds and then shifts away wide down that blind side and looks for Vincent Clerc outside. 6 tries at the World Cup. We all know about his record in this tournament. And that's McAllister for Yannick Yozion again, coming up so quickly in defence where Quinn's through Hopper.
Hopper's defence has been outstanding. Been able to get up hard because Casson's helped him on the inside.
McAllister for Vincent Clerc, if he takes this, Hugo Monnier just waited for him and then he gave him a loving hug into touch.
Super work. Great kick by McAllister. What you've got to enjoy about Monnier when he does this is he could fly up and try and catch it, or he plays the odds, he works out. Clerc catches this, he's not on the full charge, he's going to grab it and he's not going to be running at full tilt. Wait, back off, hit, line out. Thank you very much. Really clever work. And frustrating to lose again. Medard is getting some treatment in the backfield. Injuries being picked up, crowd getting restless.
Quinn smashing into Toulouse ball carriers at source all through this first half. And look at that scoreboard. Incredible position this for Quins as Nick Evans launches one high. Maxime Medard, he's just received some treatment, as Will said. Then he slips. Oh, the slips really help him there because he's through the middle. Can he get the ball away to Dusau? Yes, he can. And now it's Luke McAllister. That is brilliant. Here is Florian Fritz.
Good tackle, Mike Brown.
Looked like Brown had been bounced for a second, but he managed to hold on. Here's Yannick Yozion, Maxime Medard, and again defence brilliant. This time it's George Robson in the second row, who somehow gets up there. Long bursting defence by Quins.
Stay back, hindmost.
Oh, cracking first half this is. Luke McAllister gets the ball out wide. Now Johan Montes Thierry Dusautoir, Florian Fritz, and again it's Mr. Angry who makes the tackle, and Miloslavski gets it out to William Servat.
Great line from Servat, great line, no one with him, attacked an inside shoulder, pull it back.
Now Jean Bouillou must be this time, and it's Johan Maestri who scores the try that Toulouse were so desperate to achieve before the half-time whistle.
Magnifique, my friends! This is why we come to Toulouse. Quins absolutely outstanding defensively, but they keep coming. You thought Robshaw had snuffed it out. Fritz up the short side. Great hands, Jean Bouillou, the quiet man. The blind side, the man that no one sees. Doesn't score the try. Won't be remembered for the half break, but the Toulouse boys will pat him on the back afterwards and understand the brilliance of the line that the old man takes. Sheer class. A couple of lovely touches from McAllister. Delayed balls. Fritz is powerlifting Quins on his own, taking them on one at a time.
And Dusa kicks the conversion, and the Eurostars are back in the big ball game here. What a try that was.
Bouillou just picks off Johnston. Picks off the big prop in the middle, and Maestri, who is an absolute unit of a man.
And Jean Bouillou deserving his little French kiss there for providing the try-scoring pass. And a much more different-looking scenario now as we approach the final minute of this first half. But again, Quinn still applying that pressure. What a kick.
Take by Brown, calm, off to Evans. Now the kick chase.
Here's Maydar.
Enjoy having left-footed fullbacks. Normally you get away with things at the right-hand side from the midfield scrums. You play 8-9-15, put it in the corner, or the box kicks up the right channel. Both Brown and Maydar left foot cancels out those opportunities.
You just wonder, Will, for how long can Harlequins keep up this pace, this intensity?
Well, they're a young side, aren't they? 18, 19, 20-year-olds out there. And if you get a sniff of winning in Toulouse, you find that extra source of energy. And the realisation that another loss makes it mathematically still possible. Very, very difficult to make those knockout stages.
McAllister whipped the pass. Who is it but that man again? Florian Fritz.
Oh my goodness.
What an introduction this has been. And Fritz somehow crashes his way into the 22. Where's the quick ball as Harlequins flood into that breakdown? Again, the energy is amazing by Harlequins, and somehow they win the ball, and Robshaw finds Robson on the wing. There's a second row. He loves to get the ball in his hands. It's been a pulsating but exhausting first half.
Quinn's still playing. Clock's hit 40. Brown wants to boot it off, I think. Let's take it, 15-10. Disappointed to concede that late try, but a brilliant first 40.
Well, a superb start to this game by Harlequins with those two tries from Mike Brown and Joe Gray. But how crucial will that hit back be by Toulouse towards the break? The try from Johan Maestri, but it is an epic Heineken Cup game here at Le Stadium, and it's the Quins who lead the 4-time champions at half-time.
Yeah, what a great way to finish a busy weekend of Heineken Cup rugby. Toulouse, well, were flattering to deceive, weren't they? A little bit early on, too many errors. But Harlequins, superb defensive display, and they're attacking as well whenever they get the ball. At 15-10, they lead.
Well, let's be romantic for a moment. Only one side on the pitch is the current holder of a European title, and it's not that lot. Come on, folks, dream with me.
I know, it's one of those things about you get to half time and Quins are winning and we're all talking about how do they hang on to this. Like, hold on a sec, they played pretty well at times. It's just the measure of the task that they have in front of them, because you know Toulouse are going to keep coming at them. And Quins, can they maintain that level of intensity? They don't meet it every week in the Premiership. they haven't got the bench they can draw on. It'd be an unbelievable effort to come here and win. That's why Toulouse never lose here.
Well, Toulouse, they're not bulletproof in these parts. Glasgow, the Scarlets and Leinster have come here and won in this competition in recent times. But you mentioned the bench there, Will. 169 caps worth on that bench. One of them's on already, which is Dan Human. But they've got guys like Louis Picamole and Luke Burgess to call on. Florian Fritz has already made a massive impact.
That's the difference. The young men of Quins who will get their chance. Matthew Sinclair, Mayhew, Bolt, men who will announce their presence on the Heineken stage, and no better place to do it than here in Toulouse.
Maxime Médard takes the restart from Nick Evans. This is McAllister. Thunderfied outside half. His goal kicking wasn't too sharp in that first half.
So Quins have had a couple of lineouts early on in the first half they lost, and so they went to the front to secure possession. Now, back end, start of the second half. Do they have the confidence to go middle, confidence to go back, or are they still thinking, no, let's just get hold of the ball first and foremost? Tell you a lot about their mindset.
Goes to Rob Shaw to Joe Gray. It's cleverly worked. It was snappy, but they've lost possession here, the Quins.
Just went to the front again, didn't they? Made sure of possession. But in the process have conceded it.
Let's see, this quadrant of the pitch cuts up as much as the other side. Then 9 members of the ground staff on here at half-time, trying to cure the damage done by the World Ploughing Championships in the first 40.
Would suit someone like Picamole down to the ground, wouldn't it? Soft underfoot and coming in about 21 stone. Just motoring forward.
Engage!
I think normally Roland would blow up for that. I think he just realised the ground's so terrible, just get it away.
Luke McAllister on the ball, nearly bounces back into his arms. And away comes Mike Brown, looking to straighten him. It's been so sharp this season. He's done some speed work in recent times with Margot Wells, but not enough speed in terms of releasing at the breakdown by Harlequins, and Toulouse get a penalty.
Real intensity there. The boys talked about it in the studio at half-time. Who fights for that inch harder? Who fights for that yard over the breakdown? Who's throwing their heads in, their knees in, their elbows in? Just there, Toulouse, no. They've had a lesson, they've had a warning in that first half. First breakdown of the second half. Flying in, the black shirts.
So Toulouse deciding not to go for the long-range three-pointer. They've gone into the corner on every opportunity. The ground staff are sneaking on.
Now you tend to watch, well, they've got so many options, haven't they? But you tend to watch where Southby goes in these situations. The gloved South African in that forward pack. Their own Julian Bonner, their own John Croft. Ability to move up and down the line. Him or Buyu, as always, under pressure. When they need it, they go to Southby.
And it's William Servaas showing that robustious power of his there. And Toulouse looking to make a statement at the beginning of this second half. They certainly made a statement at the end of the first half. And how critical will that late try turn out to be? Will it have fueled the confidence of this Toulouse side?
Just a try's strength. He had no right to rip that away from people like Rob Shaw and get that to death. Look, the turnover for all the money in the world.
Bouchard waits. Servat on his shoulder.
Daddy, off your feet!
Vallejos doing good work. Won a couple of penalties last week at the Stoop. Again, slowing the ball down for Toulouse.
Rob Shaw right in there. Been told to move away by Alain Roland. And it's Luke McAllister. And standing still in quite a strange stance, really, from McAllister.
I think he was trying to stay relaxed. In the end, he almost fell over. He was so relaxed. Pretty ugly drop goal. Oh, shaves that right hand upright.
Of course, it wasn't far away in the end, was it, from McAllister? even though it may have looked weird. The result nearly wasn't weird. Here's Toussaint to Médard. Is Monyo going to gather this one? It's a knock on, so it's advantage here to Toulouse.
10 seconds.
And then there was a second knock forward, so we will have a scrummage.
It's always difficult to refine that pace for both sides as the sun dips in behind the stand on the far side. It just gets in, the winter chill, the wind just flying through the stadium. The hands get a little colder. The precision always just drops. Who can find that precision earliest?
There's your mark. Stay where you are.
Remember last week, even though they were under a lot of pressure, Quins did hang on the scoreboard for quite a long time after the Brown try. It was 11-10 to Toulouse after 55 minutes, but the big boys did pull away in the end. This is Toussaint, very solid scrummage once more. Here's Luc McAllister, Yannick Yozion, 16.5 stones, 5 Heineken Cup finals he's been involved in. And the ball was not out, says Alain Roland, so that'll be a penalty.
I'm trying to not sit here and be a one-eyed Quins man, but I felt Toussaint
Doesn't matter. Ball wasn't out.
put his hands on that pill. But Roland very clear. Had a training session in the week with Sean Edwards at our School of Hard Knocks, and he says, if in doubt, it ain't out. And Robshaw's just been caught treading the far side of that line. Technically, Toussaint, hands on the ball, you think you're in. And McAllister's stepped aside from the goal-kicking duties.
The 2011 top 14 young player of the year, the 20-year-old Jean-Marc Toussaint, who took the conversion at the end of the first half, and his strike is much crisper and much more accurate than pretty much anything we've seen so far from Luc McAllister, and the gap narrows.
It's amazing how different cultures have different people kicking goals. You think of Para, Yashvili, Elissalde, scrum halves, just happy to be comfortable, step up and take the kick. We wouldn't think, would we, of Danny Kerr, of Ben Youngs having a pop of goal. It's not in our culture. And Skinner has been beaten by that injury. And on comes the young man Wallace, who has been utterly excellent.
Okay, time on.
Hair and a very attractive bun. And Will Skinner, he looked to take a bit of a knock on that hip. He was getting treatment a few moments ago, and it's too much to carry on with. Great take, as you say, the gloved one, and now McAllister to Yozion. Here's William Serba. They're all so comfortable with ball in hand, and again it's Florian Fritz, who does look like a man possessed out there today. And here's Yozion again, the width comes in, it's Dan Human. We talked about the players being comfortable in those black shirts on the ball, another example. Back goes Stegman, just takes a wee look to see where Fritz is, and Fritz was flying in like a missile. Stegman does well.
Evans was desperate for that ball. Stegman does well, but Evans came on a screaming line. He held on to it, and you get to guess who's the last man up from that ruck. Thierry Dusautoir, the man of steel. A brilliant counter-attack from the restart. Sarbi under pressure from both Monya and Wallace. Catches, spins, offloads, early ball. Been such a lesson tonight in the art of the early ball. Rugby is a contact sport, you've got to win the collisions. But if you have the numerical advantage, let the ball do the work. Here's the kick from McAllister. Stegman, step 1, 2, excellent.
No, but that's not what I saw.
Great feet. And Evans is on his inside. You can see him. Give him the ball. Not with Dusautoir in town.
Get out,
Oh, he did well to wriggle out of that whole heap of trouble there. Stegman, Servat, taken by Bouillou. The lightweight 6. Well, they do love to jettison in the air, the tail. There goes Toussaint. And there's danger signs all around this stadium now for Harlequins.
They go left. They go left, Quins are in trouble. They still go left.
Toulouse are beginning to find their rhythm here. But can they find a way to crack through this Harlequins defence, and it's William Servat who's so close to the white line there.
If he hasn't scored, that's one of the great tackles of Heineken history. I mean, he had to score.
Time off.
Servat's what, 5'10", 5'11", 17-stone hooker. Finds an elbow. Has to have scored.
Well, he's one of the strongest ball-carrying hookers in world rugby. Has he been stopped here? As you say, you were certain at that point
Peter, can you hear
that
me?
he would score, and it's George Robson who somehow got back there.
If the first grounding
driven
was
over?
short or on the line, please.
I think he's short. We're going to need the camera angle from the far side.
We're going back for a penalty here, midfield. Okay.
Great pop.
The
initial tackle, Lambert. Robson comes in. He had to score.
Number 15. 15.
Well, can we get an angle here that will prove conclusive? George Robson just was immense there.
Looks short. From that camera angle, you can't give the try.
Yep. Okay, short. Okay, was no try here. Penalty here, offside.
Well, supreme defence in the end. What commitment there. And George Robson can take a lot of the plaudits for what he did
Stay on the line,
in that position.
Because that makes it 20-15 instead of what might be 16-15. Huge tackle. Huge tackle.
He can't believe it. No one's ever done that to me before, he's thinking, I imagine. But they come back for the penalty. Alan Roland was playing the advantage.
For a left-footed kicker, it's not a gimme. Robson, super work.
As you say, there was a point in that move when Toulouse had what looked like a 4 or 5 man overlap to the left.
It's the one thing about McAllister, he's such a powerful man, but he's almost a little bit scripted as a fly half. He went for the pop to Clerc on the outside shoulder. It looked a little obvious.
Well, Doucet has been extremely accurate since he's taken over the kicking duties. He hasn't missed yet, so that's 3 in a row for Doucet. And now Toulouse at last find themselves in front.
When they want to up the pace, the legendary Bouillou goes off, and on comes Yannick Nyanga, the back row forward, who's as quick as the vast majority of the Quins backline.
Well, he scored 4 tries already this season in the top 14 in Nyanga. He was the club captain while the Galacticos are away at the World Cup. There's Servat, and again it's his old chum Robson who drives it into touch. Harlequins looking to take this one quickly, but not allowed
takes the ball
to
in
do
the
so.
field is the only player who's allowed to play it quickly. Ball was transferred to you, so you can't do it quickly. Here you go.
There you go. Again, Mark Lambert has a word with Joe Gray just to make sure that the line-out call and the communication is clear.
They've gone to a 5-man. They want to get Easter into the game in this midfield. They need to find some go forward, and Nyanga nicks it. The impact to the bench. Fritz, Uman, Nyanga. The difference at the moment in terms of Quins maintaining that 15-3 early lead, and Toulouse climbing their way, scrapping their way back into this game.
They've still got Pickable to bring on. There's been a knock forward though by Toulouse. Now can Quins go here? Here's Robshaw. Doucet always seems to be where he needs to be. Here's Robson. Sowerby and Nyanga there, but it's good work by Wallace. Getting the ball across that gain line, and here's Easter now. Danny Kerr, now Nick Evans. Spins it to Casson. The ball comes off McAllister.
Quins just not enough numbers anymore.
It's William Servat. He fancies a canter after the frustration. Not quite getting over the line, but it looked like he was certain to do so. And what a pass that is to Matanabu. And he's got Vincent Clerc outside. Vincent Clerc. He's got one man to beat. Oh, great defence again. Quins get across. Mike Brown.
Super work. Servat the hard yards. I know Fitzy in the studio, they'll be talking about Clegg. The Servat's angle and carry. Gets him in behind. Beautiful pass over the top. Look at the man go, the knee length, the stride. And then Brown covers, waits, drives. Bravery, commitment. Good work, Robshaw. Backs off as long as possible, buys some time. Oh, he's skinned men all his career. Mike Brown, what a tackle.
Time off.
Another replacement comes on. Joe Gray, who scored that second try, replaced by
Time on, please.
Chris Brooker, the England Saxon.
But here comes the drive now from Toulouse. Here comes the drive.
30 metres.
There's Salby.
Great take by Sarvi. They're going to try and drive through the middle here. It looks like the intention. Here's the power, here's the surge.
Pile up, Queens, you just got to pile bodies on it so the video ref can't see anything. Just everyone, fullback, centres, wings, pile on.
Well, you have to credit, though, that the defence from Harlequins here is just, oh, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, they went to the 5-man. Sarby got the initial drive going, the rest of them joined. Servat just can't get to deck. Wallace.
Here we go, come.
Super work from Wallace.
Stay in. If it goes, don't go out. Allez, approchez-vous, s'il vous
Eastern
plaît.
and Robshaw showing their experience. You just pile on at that stage. You know the video ref's coming. It's not cheating. It's making sure there's no angle for any television camera, no matter how many we have here, to see a potential grounding.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Oh, a penalty to Toulouse. Toussaint just thought for a second about going quickly.
They'll take the scrum again, won't they? No, Dussatois. Toussaint's got his kicking boots. Munster-esque in their efficiency of just red zone conversions.
Even Alain Roland's got the gardening gloves on now as well.
So here's the drive, here's the line-out drive, they spin. There's Servat, desperate, held up again, Servat. Could have had two.
He's cursed at the moment, William Servat. Not me again. Sacre bleu.
You okay there, Wilco?
Quinn staying within the score, not just for the bonus point, but also that ability with Evans, with Monya, Kerr, Easter to strike.
Toussaint, and that is his first error from the kicking tee of the day. So after all that pressure, those overlaps, the big drive through the middle, no return from that particular passage of players. Certainly not the return they would have expected. Looking for the try, of course. Servat held up now on two occasions, just short the first time, over the line that time, but Harlequins doing enough defensively on both occasions and doing brilliantly on both occasions. Sowerby, so safe under that sort of ball. Here's Vincent Clark and they offload to Maestri. Well, that's into touch from him.
The way Sarby plays, he looks as though he's having a game of touch with his mates.
You should know
Look as though he's a man who's being hunted down with his ribs exposed by 120 kilo men. So comfortable in the traffic. Now Quinn's line-up under pressure all day.
Of course, it's Chris Brooker who's on now. And again, they go short. It's well covered by Dan Human.
It's the second short line-out they've gone. They're trying to find any way of getting hold of this pill. It's the second time they've either been bundled into touch or forced to knock on.
You can just sense the Toulouse tourniquet tightening here, maybe.
But only a one-point ball game.
Well, Toulouse having a long discussion there about their line-out. Harlequins penalised in the first half for taking a long time to discuss one of theirs. Here's Toussaint, that's Johnson.
Roll away, 8! Okay, it's okay.
And they've looked keen to go from deep already in this second half. Toulouse, this time McAllister with the big bomb in Kiamugo Monya, and Nyanga is down on the ball.
Sort of error the Ospreys made on Friday night. Let an average kick bounce, concede the possession, drop it back into the corner where Monya would have been, because he was the man in the contact area.
Well, Brian gets the bounce eventually, and then he's brought down, and Toulouse flood into the breakdown.
So close to a pen. Miloszlewski straight in. Roland almost went to the whistle. A double kick. We're talking about it on Friday night. Up goes the box, up goes the first kick, win it back, drop it straight back into the same area.
Danny Kerr. Chris Robshaw is off chasing this one, but it's a long way downfield. And who's there again? But the almost inevitable figure of Sean Salvey. Now Maxime Maydar. Hopper's pretty quick though, but Maydar gets away from him, and he gets the offload away as well.
Hands out, white tackler, hands out!
Part of you screaming, no, Maydar, you can't counter-attack there, it's a 2-on-2. Just that ability to back his own talent.
Census Johnson gets it away to Dan Human. These prop forwards, front row forwards, looking like backs the way they're playing at the moment. Here's Sowerby.
Tackler, hands out, white!
Yeah, he could penalise Quins there. He has penalised him. Because what happened there, Johnston, it's a really good tackle by Easter and Johnston, but you've got to give air in the tackle then. You can't stay on like the limpet. It's a really good tackle. You've slowed Toulouse down. They're starting to concede pens.
Remember this Quins side, Toulouse are both top of their respective leagues, and that Quins 15-match win run, including the Amlin final of last May. What a run it was. 44 tries scored in that run. So obviously, and we've seen it all season long, they've got the potential to strike of Harlequins, as they showed in that first half with the 2 tries from Brown and Gray. Here's Servat, the frustrated Toulouse hooker. It's a Nyanga.
Back! Yeah, get back. Okay, they got
Servat
back.
peels away. He's well marshalled there.
Run away!
And they've turned it over, but with hands on the floor.
Very close to a yellow card here, aren't they? Here's the warning. He won't go straight away.
First offence was the tackler's got to release the ball carrier if he wants to go back in for that. First offence. Second offence then, while on the ground, he plays the ball with his hands. Second offence. Now listen, I'm going to give you a few seconds. You're giving away penalties, and I'm telling you now it's got to stop. If it doesn't stop, I'm going to have to take further action rather than just a penalty.
I understand, so
okay?
I feel like we're doing
That's
the same
all.
way.
No, you're not. It's completely different at the moment. So have a word and just sort it out.
Will you stop the clock?
Yes, stop. Watch it stop his clock. Watch it, the stop. Watch it stop. Fine. Signal.
Well, there's your warning, and another warning is that another beast is coming off the bench, Jean-Baptiste Fuchs.
So here again is the tackle. So first of all, got to release. Robson's got to get out of the way. Doesn't. Stays in on the wrong side. Then you can hear the referee shouting hands off Quins. A second nibble from Easter. Clinging on it. Cliffhanger stop.
Avant qu'il va jouer. Alors, je veux que ça soit vite. Exactement.
Well, can Dusan rediscover his panache from the kicking block? And the answer is in the affirmative. And Toulouse increase that lead.
Okay.
Got the calibre of the men coming on. Picamol, Fuchs, Bota, Servat's been brilliant. Sarva's been stylish, calm. Johnston's made some big carries, all replaced by quality internationals.
Well, Picamol, he was so destructive last week for Toulouse. The iceberg, as he's known, was all the powers below the waterline. He weighs 18 stone, we reckon about 14 stone of that's in his legs. There goes Vincent Clark. Brilliant work. Was that Tom Williams who's just come on? What an impact. Danny Kerr. That's Casson. It's Nick Easter. That's brilliant offload. And it's a clinical curve up by Mike Brown.
Tom Williams. This game's all about the substitutes. Tom Williams chases the kick, smashes Vincent Clerc straight on his feet, wins the ball. Quick ball, Casson out to Easter. Was it a forward pass? That's the only thing we might have to look at, but Roland says so, says not. So try given. Easter on the outside arc. Oh, it's a good 6-12 inches forward, but so close quarter work. You get away with it.
What a game of rugby! The Heineken Cup at its very best. And it is a tournament that takes you right into the stratosphere, game after game.
The quick ball, Easter, here's the call, the offload, wonderful work. Brown, there's going to be a fist pump. Back in it.
22 points to 19. We're going to need the oxygen masks very shortly, I fancy, in this last quarter.
One chance, one try. Here comes Fritz. Restart, so crucial. They're the new set piece.
Fritz unable to keep his footing there.
Away wide!
Dusan goes in to Luke McAllister, now Yannick Yozillon. And he finds Louis Picamole. Tries stopping this fella. It was one of the issues at the stoop. Now it's McAllister, and it's Gary Bota, the former Harlequin. What a great offload, but he's given the ball away!
Williams is quick.
Tom Williams. Great offload. It's Brooker in possession. Toulouse flooding across, trying to defend. In goes Luke Wallace to clear out.
I mean, how many warnings do you have to have before you get a yellow card? Because that was so far offside. I mean, that's your football, that's your professional foul. He's made that tackle from 15 yards, the wrong side of the offside line. Not only has he injured Brown, he's stopped any chance of a try.
Can you see what number? Who made the tackle coming back here? Can you see it?
Roland talking to Jimmy Wilkinson there.
Right, okay, thanks for that.
See if a number
What are you
was
doing?
spotted. Guy Nobes knows his side now. Are under a lot of pressure here because they've got the penalty.
Skipper, I couldn't see that, right? All I could do, look. All I can
Williams on
do
the
is if I see
intercept,
something
quick,
like that, I will take
gunned down by a look at
that's all I can
Matanabu
say,
coming.
right?
Great
Nothing to see
offload,
but
on
here
comes
in my
Brooker. But now here's the ruck, there's the breakdown. Breakdown, where's the tackle made from? Oh, you are kidding me, it's Florian Fritz, isn't it? There's the intercept. Florian Fritz has given the penalty away. Very, very lucky not to be in the bin. Because there's the contact area. Now, 6-point lead. With 15 minutes to go. Gives you extra energy in the lungs and the legs.
Nick Evans, and it is the legendary composure of the Harlequins 10 and all black, and now we're remembering that incredible 20 points to 12 win over Munster in the Amlin semi last season, when Quins became just the second side in 16 years to win a European tie at Thomond Park. Can they now back that up with victory in the Stadium against the 4 times Heineken Cup winners? 15 minutes of fury remain.
And Nyanga knocks on the restart, so Quins the possession at the scrum. And the little things will start to frustrate the Toulouse players now. And with the goal kicking, with McAllister and Dusan missing an earlier easy one as well, they know it's a converted try, not just a simple try.
Another try be nice for Harlequins. Bonus point. Try bonus point away win against Toulouse. I think they'll settle for the victory though somehow. Pick up by Nick Easter. It's got Tom Williams outside him. Takes on Dussetois.
Just being hurt at the breakdown now, aren't they? Easter just got away. Initially you think, great bust, but you just get away from your support in that 8 channel. Doucetrois, so clever, just offers him the outside shoulder, knowing that he then gets in between the man being tackled and his support man.
Of course, one of the fears being on a warning is the potential of a yellow card in this last 13 minutes or so for Quins.
I've got no doubt there'll be a yellow card for Harlequins in this game. I've got no doubt, because Toulouse will keep coming. Quins are desperate not to concede the try. Penalty will come. Roland's issued the warning.
5, step out of the line. Step out.
So Gary Bota throws the ball for the tail to Thierry Doucetrois, the skipper, and Toulouse pile in. A real intent there, wasn't there, in the drive, and the pick-up by Nyanga, who scored the try that won the quarter-final against Biarritz last season in the driving rain in San Sebastian.
You can see Vallejos, Wallace, ready for the tackles. Big hit, Wallace, young man. Forces the poor offload.
Here's Yannick Yosion now. On a huge arcing run, looks for support outside and finds it in the beast of Pickable. Then picked up by Maestri.
There it is. I told you, I mean, I don't want to be and say I'm a soothsayer. A minute after I asked Quins, or Quins supporters, or the Quins coaches will have understood anything but the hands in the ruck. It just depends who he picks out. You could pick 1 of 4. Gone with Easter.
Well, Nick Easter, we talked about that game in Thomond Park last year. He got a red card in that game, and Harlequins still managed to hang on to win that match. It was right towards the end of the game, but there's plenty of time on this occasion for Toulouse to benefit from that.
Oh, big gamble as well, going to the corner. Understand it's only a 7-man pack. Plenty of time to have taken the points. It's what happens if you haven't got that goal kicker who can give you 90%. Munster here now, he bangs it over. Sexton, he bangs it over. Evans, he bangs it over. And you play 9.5 minutes against a 7-man pack with only 3 points behind.
Any more penalties like that?
7-point gamble of the season so far.
Well, Gary Bota finds Nyanga again.
The thing Quins do now, part of you gambles on the fact that Roland doesn't send 2 of you to the bin. You ping Vallejos for coming into the side. They gamble on the fact that Roland will not send the second man to the sin bin.
Well, a complete melee there at the break. It's Dousa. Jean-Marc Dousa has somehow managed to wriggle and squeeze his way around the corner. And that might be the try that wins the game, but the conversion from out wide is such a difficult one. But they've done part 1 of the big job.
Oh, he just sneaks around the corner. The power against a 7-man pack. Interesting here in terms of the conversion. McAllister's right-footed. Dousan's left-footed. This has to be a right-footed goal kicker. He is left-footed, isn't he, Dousan? I'm not going mad. It's the angle for the left foot is so much harder, but McAllister's confidence, as Fitzy said in the studio, is completely shot. Only 1 man should be taking this conversion.
Will Harlequins still have hope after this kick from Dousa? And they do still have hope here in Toulouse, despite the try from that man.
Thought cleverly for the try, didn't think about the conversion. The power of Milishluski at the front. Johnston, Vallejos had already been in at the side. Could have pinged Vallejos, could have sent him to the sin bin. Couldn't he? What are you doing coming in at the side 2 yards from your own line? That's the gamble defensive teams would take when you're down to 14. Will he send another to the bin?
Oh, I'll tell you what, folks, this is your stocking filler. What a match this is. Into the final 10 minutes.
And Easter has had a very, very strong game. Run some great angles, made some great defensive tackles. And here comes that man, Fritz.
He's at some game. Florian Fritz
Ball is inside.
on early for Jan David. Now McAllister. Back goes Tom Williams. And it's picked up by Mike Brown. 2 tries to his name already. Continuing his sensational form this season.
Upshaw and Lambert on their own. Big tackle, in comes Lamberley.
You just know that Toulouse are going to wrestle for all their might at these breakdowns. Dusatoire is in there.
There's that intensity Alan Quinlan was talking about. Minute 1, minute 71, minute 80. Keeps coming, keeps asking questions. Are you prepared to go to his levels?
Nick Evans. Harlequins bring it back into the heavy traffic. And they've kept possession. That's the important thing.
Good minute, good 90-second phase of play.
Great work by Johnson, just again getting onto the front foot. And here's the physicality of Wallace.
There's the pen, not rolled away. Milishluski, he's a big man. It was really clever. Wallace, how old is Wallace? How good is Wallace?
21.
Wow. Come to Toulouse, lay on, give me the ball, I'll take it on. I'll take it up against a man who's probably 18, 19 stone, in Milishluski.
Shot signals, please.
Drags him with him, drags him on the wrong side. If he's got any brains about him, he holds onto his shirt at the bottom of the ruck. You're going nowhere, you'll get pinged for being on the wrong side.
Well, Nick Evans has just kicked a penalty from a very similar position to this.
McAllister, what a poor kick. Won that restart. What a poor kick down Brown's throat.
Yes.
Brown could run it back without any effort and get beyond the 10-metre line of Toulouse.
Are you as excited as me?
Well, it's just 2 sides here, 24-25. I've got this is going over, son. Oh, I've called everything. This is going over.
Is this going to be the murder ball that kills off Toulouse? Well, he's showed us composure before, and he's shown the composure again. The man is magic.
So cool, so calm. Everything McAllister hasn't been in this second half, really.
Well, there's a lot of rugby to be played in this game. There's still 6 minutes to go. And look again at the work on the floor by Quins. It's brilliant.
Robshaw on the floor. The loose ball, snaffled it, my ball. The power of that left foot from Mike Brown.
Smashes the ball away. The captain playing his role on the floor. And here comes Maxime Maydar. Then Hopper comes up and gets him around the ankles.
And Monu wins the penalty. Maydar this time. The great kick from Brown which made him turn. It was a really poor counter-attack. Because he was turning, he was going backwards. It was a standing start. Hopper makes the tackle. Brown, Monia wins the penalty. Straight in, over the top. Super work, Monia.
Where's the kick and tee? You better hurry up.
Well, he needs the kicking tee on here quickly because Alain Roland is just issuing a little mild warning here about wasting time. Quins, of course, had no rush to get that tee on. And he has a minute to kick it.
Okay, merci.
Guy Nova, as they can see the frustration on his grizzled features. Four points the difference. This, of course, would take them out to a converted try. In terms of the disparity. Evans again is supreme. Jingle bells, Nick Evans.
Utter class, utter class. But they just did their jobs well from the restart. Robshaw on the floor, Brown the smash of the left foot. That's how to clear. McAllister's poor kick earlier gifted Brown the opportunity. This time Brown goes long, Kick chase, excellent from Hopper. Medard gets invited into Muggs Alley. Monia over the top. 7-point game.
And then the focus on the restart, when so often the concentration can drop, but Robson was sublime there.
They're winning the Simbin 6-5.
Still a chance, of course, for Toulouse to snatch a draw here. And here's the superbly impressive Florian Fritz, who finds Vincent Clerc. 3.5 minutes to go. Can you hold your breath that long? Here is McAllister. Hopper comes up. Defensive line is offside. Offside.
Oh, knock on. Just given the knock on.
Oh, knock on. Knock on.
It was great line speed.
Time off.
Very close to the offside line. But it's just a scrum. We stopped the clock, 76:53.
Hey, how was you?
187 seconds.
Okay.
The draw, surely the best Toulouse can hope for.
Take him off. Let's go, scrum.
Robson, Vallejos both down. Roland's not having any of it. Get on with it, get up, scrummage. Funnily enough, Vallejos is back in.
Well, a victory here for Harlequins, of course, goes without saying. Gets them right back into this pool. It'll take them up to 12 points, level with the Rouge et Noir.
Can they deny Toulouse the bonus point as well? There's two arguments here going on. As Toulouse force it, can Quins find the intercept?
Here goes Picamole. Oh, he's such an animal. Driving through that Harlequins defence, and they're down to 14 men. They have an injured man there. Can McAllister get the ball away? And they come back for the penalty. Yes, of course, Toulouse are within losing bonus point range at the moment, so they'd be on 13. Quins would be on 12, but there's still 2.5 minutes to go. That could all change in that short space of time.
Time off.
The thing they've got to think about as well, I mean, it's one of those ones, I know you'd take any sort of try,
Time is off.
but really, with the way their goal kickers are kicking, they have to score the try within the two 15-metre channels. Quins, if you do concede, make it in the 5-metre channel, make it wide, because there's no chance this goal kicker could slot it.
No problem. Do you want a stretcher?
What a run, though, by Picamole. He really is an armoured vehicle, isn't he? As Harlequins bring on two replacements, and it's Kyle Sinclair,
yes, certainly.
Charlie Matthews, who will come on. Looks like James Johnson, who's gone down there.
Yeah, the scrum, there's a huge shove on his tight head side. The wheel came round, most of the scrum, I think, collapsed on top of him.
Ali, fill it.
Subs taking place with Quins now. Conor O'Shea trusting the youth. Vallejos has been superb, scrapping at every breakdown. Replaced by young Charlie Matthews. We've still got Kyle Sinclair to come on. What a scrum for this kid to have.
Listen, he's going into a scrum, so I need you to be sure that he's okay to go into a scrum here.
As I was saying, he's only 18 years of age, this young fella. Kyle Sinclair, the England under-18 international. Here's the scrummage where perhaps the damage was done.
He's on the right-hand side of the scrum, right where the scrum half is putting it in. The wheel's on his side. He had a sore ankle from earlier on, and he's just gone down and aggravated the ankle injury.
Are you telling me he's okay to continue? Thank you.
He's all right.
As we watch the, as I said, the armoured vehicle that is Picamole with that run through the heart of this Harlequins defence.
I have no idea.
But James Johnson is okay to continue. Remember, Harlequins still on this yellow card. Nicky starts. There isn't that long on the sit bin to go. Can Harlequins hold out? Toussaint fades. Picamole picks up, look, it's a for Nyanga, and then Duchatoir takes it on again. George Robson, good defensive work from him. In goes Toussaint, Gary Bota.
Good tackle from Wallace. Nyanga isolated, go at him.
Really pugnacious defence again, though, by Harlequins.
Bota comes flying in, smashing people. Gets the ball to ground.
Toulouse regather, Vincent Clark comes in.
And Brown with the penalty.
Drop your feet, hands
Good
out.
work, Toulouse. Drag Brown back into the ruck, their side. But Brown's done enough to nick it.
That is incredible. And it almost sums up this Harlequins performance today. The massive endeavour, and what a good clearing kick that was under pressure as well.
And again, he kicked it straight into his yellow carding, or sending off, sending into the stand, getting involved, or playing the ball.
Skinner, isn't it?
Straight at Skinner. Kicked it straight at Skinner. Into the Quins bench. Easter's back on. So even though a man's been sent off, he wasn't on the field to play, so Quins do have 15 men on the field.
Yeah, it does help the man who gets sent off isn't actually playing.
Here's the last chance. Not straight.
Oh, I think
Game
no,
over.
not straight, absolutely. So 40 seconds to go here, and that should be the moment.
Quins will set very slowly. This is over.
That depends if there's
Well, you could probably hear Rob Shaw say there, one scrum and done, referee.
What a win from Quins this looks to be. The only thing that can happen now is Roland pings the Quins scrum.
Time on. Crouch.
Well, this is where Quins, they've got to get it absolutely right technically at this scrummage. Stay strong,
Touch.
win the ball.
Engage.
Those 20 minutes just after half-time, when Toulouse had everything but no tries. They nicked ahead to 19-15, but no tries. Williams comes on, smashes Clerc at the restart. Quick ball, Brown. Brilliant run, offload from Easter, try. Takes it away, back comes Toulouse. Quins so strong in defence. Everything they got wrong last week, they've absolutely got right this week.
Pause. Engage.
Get it back, get it out, Ugo Munoz, smash it into the stand. Big fella, what a victory this is. Well, Harlequins, they garnered the belief they were capable of great things on the road in Europe with that sumptuous success at Thomond Park against Munster in the Amblin semis. But what about this? Job done in Munster, but Toulouse away. What a job done here.
3 tries to 2, an unbelievable victory.